What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy history and the American Revolution or famous graves, you need to check out this video. Today we're going to visit some famous graves of the revolutionaries, starting here at Granary Burying Ground. Let's go. The Granary Burial Ground. Built in 1660, within this ground are buried John Hancock, Samuel Adams, and Robert Treat Paine, signers of the Declaration of Independence. Right, we are approaching stop number 1, and I just had a few of his beers last night. Wow, here lies the one and only Samuel Adams. Oh my word, signer of the Declaration of Independence, governor of this Commonwealth, a leader of men, and an ardent patriot. Born 1722, died 1803. Sons of the Revolution. How cool is that? Wow, and he's buried right below us. It's crazy too that there's just a rock pretty much. Don't you think that's weird?
Yeah, I guess it's just a different type of marker with the...
Yeah, I guess they wanted it to be bigger. Maybe he probably had something like that before, but...
I wonder if it just didn't last over time.
Yeah. And they wanted his name to stand out more. I'm sure they wanted that plaque right there too, but always what I like to do is just give a little tap. Sam Adams is 6 feet below us. That's nuts. I mean, I'm sure his bones and stuff, I don't know, I guess they would still be there. I wonder if he's still in his clothing. I always like to kind of think that. Wow, that is really cool. And right next to Sam Adams is this marker right here. The remains of the 5 victims of the Boston Massacre, March 5th, 1770, were here entered by order of the town of Boston. Samville. Is that how you say that?
Samuel.
Oh, it looks like Samville.
Yeah, well, it's easier to make a V than it is to make a U when they're carving, so they kind of shape it like a V.
Oh, wow. Huh. Samuel Gray, Samuel Maverick, James Caldwin, Crispus Attucks, and Patrick Carr. Buried right below us, too. Wow. Well, I never thought I would be next to the gravesite of Sam Adams. I hope I'm not blocking him. But that's pretty cool. So when we came in directly to the right, and that's straight ahead right there is Sam Adams' grave. And it looks like we're gonna walk around kind of in a big circle, but I wanted to just take a peek back here. It's like, this gravesite's all the way by itself in the corner. Can't read that, but that's interesting. Now, if you know me, you know I love cemeteries, but this is like, oh my gosh, this has to be one of the coolest cemeteries I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm such a huge fan of the Revolutionary War, and to see the cemetery or grave sites of these people, John Hancock, Sam Adams, Paul Revere, man, this is cool. This is really cool. The next famous grave is of Robert Treat Paine, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Buried right below us.
So Ben Franklin's parents are in the center, and then I think the other main ones that we want to see are in the far corner.
Common misconception, straight ahead is Ben Franklin's parents. A lot of people think Ben Franklin himself is actually buried here. That is false. He's buried in Philadelphia. I actually have a little 4-minute video of us visiting his gravesite, but yep, his parents are buried right over here, which we'll go take a look next. And here we go, Benjamin Franklin's parents. Josiah Franklin and Abiah, his wife. Is that how you pronounce that? Abiah? Abiah? A-B-I-A-H. Yeah, right in here. Never thought I would see this. I don't know much about Benjamin Franklin's parents, to be honest with you, but it is cool to see this in person. Not a famous grave, but I thought this headstone was so cool. Here lies buried the body of Garrison Flag, it looks like. That's really cool. To give you an idea, we were just over there, Benjamin Franklin's parents, and now we've made our way this way. And I kind of had a feeling just because of the size of this, but that right there is the one and only John Hancock. So John Hancock, if you didn't know, was one of the wealthiest merchants in Boston at the time. He was also young. He was only like 30, late 20s, early 30s when he was a wealthy merchant. Like we just saw back there, he owned all that land. The largest signer of the Declaration of Independence. He was, in the eyes of the Crown and the British, a big troublemaker. Him and Sam Adams, they wanted them to arrest it, but John Hancock always did everything pretty big, and I'm not surprised that his headstone is pretty much the second largest compared to the Franklins. Just to give you another look. This memorial erected, I can't even read that, Commonwealth of Massachusetts to mark the grave of John Hancock. That's really cool. There's like nothing cooler to me than these really old headstones when you're in New England. Next, we're gonna go try and find the gravesite of Paul Revere. You know, Paul Revere's bride, the British are coming, even though that's historically incorrect. He more than likely said the Redcoats were coming. But there's a group of people gathered up there, so I'm assuming that's where Paul Revere is. That's pretty interesting to see. I don't think I've ever seen a gravesite like that before. This is perfect. Oh my gosh, with the bells in the background, the church bells in the background, we've made our way to Paul Revere's grave. Paul Revere, born in Boston, January 1734, died May 1818. Wow. It's not much. I mean, okay, so we've seen a few different ones. We've seen, obviously, Benjamin Franklin's parents. We've seen Sam Adams' grave. His was pretty cool with the stone. Obviously, John Hancock had the, second largest headstone here. Paul Revere's is pretty basic, to be honest with you.
Looks
and
like
you know
this
what?
was the previous one.
Oh, that's cool.
Worn away, and then there's the marker for Boston Tea Party participant.
Wow, I didn't even notice that. Let's take a look. Revere's tomb. That's cool. Boston Tea Party participant. That's something. Give a little touch here too, since Paul Revere is 6 feet below us. That's so cool. The one and only Paul Revere. Next, let's check out King's Chapel Burying Ground, the oldest cemetery in Boston. It looks like it's actually open. So, no, they are open. So it looks like you can enter King's Chapel Church. It is a $5 entry fee. We're not going to do that because we're on a time schedule today, but you can enter it. King's Chapel Burial Ground, 1630. John Winthrop, John Leverett, William Shirley. Let's go see. I do love, oh my gosh, I just love old New England cemeteries. Look how beautiful. It's crazy too, like look how old you could see. It's like this poor guy's headstone sunken into the ground there. Here's another one too that's just sunken into the ground. Benjamin Clark's tomb. Life and death in colonial Boston. Along the second row, parallel to the front, are the stones of 3 Rebeccas. Rebecca Baker, Rebecca Smith, Sanders, Rebecca Smith, somebody else, who were related to each other by blood or marriage. Huh. Looks like this is a well. Looks like it's a well. Wow, that goes down so far. Definitely would not want to drop my phone down there.
But I'm guessing
probably likely.
Wow. Look at this. It looks like a skeleton is battling or is having a word with an angel or something of some sort. I don't know. You tell me in the comments what you think that is below. We found one of the more famous graves here of John Winthrop. He was the first governor of Boston, the Massachusetts Bay Colony, and the founder of Boston. It's funny, I never heard his name before. And he's buried right below here. John Winthrop, 1588 to 1649. See, that's why I never heard of him before. He's not part of the American Revolution. But I guess if you were from Boston, maybe you would know more about him. That's really cool and really cool. I don't even know what you call that. Obviously, it's not a headstone, but I guess he's buried right below there. We found our next famous grave pretty much in the center. If you're looking for him, he's in the center of the cemetery, but this is the grave of William Dawes. Patriot, the son of liberty, and this is what I think is really cool. First messenger sent by Warren from Boston to Lexington on the night of April 18th in 1775 to warn John Hancock and Samuel Adams of the coming of the British troops, hence the British are coming. Or, more historically, the Redcoats are coming. Born April 6, 1745, died February 25th, 1799. That is pretty cool. And what I think is even more cool, instead of being buried below 6 feet, I think he's buried right in there. And then right in here is a woman by the name of Mary Chilton, who is believed to be the first woman who walked off the Mayflower. Wow. She's also right in there. This is really cool. If you follow my channel, you know I love famous graves, cemeteries. It's just one of my shticks, if you want to call it that, one of my things in life that I enjoy. And there's nothing, I said in the last episode, there's nothing cooler than being in like an old New England cemetery with some famous graves. Well, everyone, that's a wrap. If you like this type of content, please click one of these videos next, and I'll see you there.